What am I picking out? The state of my heart. No shaking. Why? Because I wasn't offended. Oh Lord, why? No, I know He has the best for me.
Hi everyone, you're welcome to our channel. Here with us, we have a short clip by God's choice servant, Pastor Suleman. I believe this is going to bless you.
There are certain things that have happened in our life. You see, as you grow in life, you begin to understand life better. There are things you just ignore. You don't process. When I see daddy and mommy, I see the husband, I see the way they live. There are certain truths I've understood about life. No. See, women are the easiest to counsel. In those days, I used to be angry. But women, they are the easiest to counsel. They will talk and talk and talk the solution to their problem. I don't stress myself. I love, you see that, Pastor, can you imagine what happened? Imagine the way my husband behaved. Well, I just know what I'll be doing. I will just focus on my God. I said, that's the answer. Next person. They will talk and talk until they talk the answer to their own problem. So I listen to them. They must give you the answer to their problems. So I don't bother to when they 5 minutes I'm done. Say, Papa, you have seen all of that. I say, men are too complicated. Men are complicated. But if you understand how to operate with them, you'll be fine. And that is why you must pray for God to give you one that He has ordained for you. Having a God-ordained partner. When you have someone God has ordained for you, is a prayer partner. The one that God has not ordained for you is a prayer point. Your heart determines your height. Have a good heart. There are two or three things that determines the state or the heart of a man. Number one is you are not offended in God. A good heart is never offended in God. Even if you pray, you don't see answers, God is still God. Even if you are pregnant, you had a miscarriage, and that child was a prophetic child, God is still God. There are so many people who are angry at God. In Matthew 11 verse 6, he said, blessed is he that is not offended in me. In Psalm 119 verse 165, he said, and they shall not be offended in me. Refuse to be offended in God. God's plan is the best. He said, I know the thought that I think towards you, the thoughts of peace and good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Whether there is money or there is no money, whether there is marriage or there is no marriage, whether I lose all my friends, God is still God. It is too late to turn my back. I have gone too far to give up now. It doesn't matter what I'm going through, God is God. He sits on the throne, He has kept me. Even if He does nothing for me, He has done more than enough. I refuse to be offended in God. He says, I know my Redeemer liveth. Though in this flesh one destroy me, but in my heart I will see God. I don't care what I go through. I don't care how people turn their backs on me. Even my friends walk away. He says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies, rise up against me to eat up my flesh, He said, though war rise against me, my heart shall not fear. Though an army comes up against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. It doesn't matter what I go through. I am not moved by what I see. I walk by faith and not by sight. No matter the gang up or the conspiracy, God is still God. I will never be offended in God. Let me tell somebody, don't be offended in God. Don't be offended. David, take your seat. Sir, that is how David fell into sin. And the child of sin was sick. David was fasting and praying for the child to be well. The child died. After the child died, he cleaned up his face and was moving about normal. The servants were confused. The child was sick. You were weeping. Now the child is dead. You should even be groaning. He said, the Lord has done what pleases him. God said, this one is a man after my heart. Many are offended at God. Like Job, that was ready to take God to court. Many are angry. He said, I will never, Lord, you see with what has happened. Who are you to strive with your maker? When God kills, no arrest. If God comes for you, there's nothing anybody can do. Never be offended at God. It doesn't matter what you are going through. You may go through a shaking right now. God has a plan. Never let God give you what you want. Tell him to give you what you need. Because what you want can destroy you. But what you need empowers you. Am I talking to somebody here? Am I talking to somebody? God has a plan. It's when you understand that you are in the hollow of his hand, it gives you peace. Something happened some time back. I was somewhere, I went to pray. Some people broke into the place. And I never knew they tracked me there. As they broke into the place, they buzzed the door. They told me to stand up. I prayed. I was lying on the bed. I stood up. I wore my clothes. They said, follow us. We were not masked. They were armed. They said, follow us. I was following them. I got to the reception. The receptionist was on the ground with a gun to the head. I saw some other people, the security man. I entered the car. I sat down. From their tonation, I knew they were not Nigerians. Because they were Africans, but there was a particular tribe in the country they come from. And they were communicating. I sat down. One of them sat here, another sat. I sat at the middle. One sat here, one was driving. And I was very calm. I was just listening. I said, where are we going? They said, keep quiet. I said, it's okay, it's good, let's go. After about 5 minutes, they say, who are you? Obviously, they don't even know me. So they were imported because somebody didn't want to leave traces. On my picture. I say, who are you? I say, I'm a man of God. They say, man of what? God. They say, what is that one? We know God, we know man. So which one is man of God? I say, I'm a pastor. The guy applied the brake. You are what? A pastor. He said, I said it. I said, what? He said, everybody we carry before we kill them, they pee on themselves. He said, you are just calm. I said, of course, because I know you can't kill me. He said, you said what? Did you see what you are holding? I said, leave this thing. It's for human beings. You can't kill me. You are so confident. I said, of course, because I know God. He's in this car now. He's with us here. And one of them said to me, you're a pastor? I said, yes. And he said something. It's going to make you laugh. He said before he started this business, his late mother prayed for him. Business, this killing is business. And his late mother said to him, there are 3 people you must not touch. Number 1, pastors. He said, because you touch them, their boss will come for you. Number 2, orphans. You touch them, their boss will come for you. Number 3, widows or widowers. He said, avoid them. He said, so even if I'm given any assignment, these 3 sets of people, he said, please, you will leave this place. On Sunday, you will go to your church. You will do a Thanksgiving and dance. He said, we will send people there if you don't dance. I said, so what do we do? He said, we're taking you back. They took me back to where they picked me from, dropped me, and apologized. But what am I picking out? The state of my heart, no shaking. Why? Because I wasn't offended. Oh Lord, why? No, I know he has the best for me. So I was just walking. I walked in there. I didn't pick. I didn't call nobody. I didn't, nothing. Even after I landed, I still didn't call my wife. Hey, I just escaped. Oh, hey, Honey, wake up. Thank God for me. Thank God for me. Thank God for me. Oh my God. Nah. Am I talking to somebody? Some things will happen. My wife will say, why didn't you tell me? I said, so if I tell you now, if I tell you that thing now, your blood pressure goes up. You are worried. I said, no, I give you testimonies and victory. After I've come out of the battle, we'll discuss it. Am I talking to somebody here? Hey, never be offended in God. No matter what. Listen to me. Even if you have lost anything, thank God you've not lost everything. You lost a marriage, you've not lost your life. You lost a job, you've not lost your health. Never celebrate what you've lost. Appreciate what you still have. Your heart. Please, can I give you a counsel? Don't focus on the things you didn't get despite your prayers. Don't focus on those things that you never had despite how you prayed. Focus on the things you got without praying.